This is the Violent Professional Podcast brought to you by AriesClothing.com.
And now we're recording. Oh, let's start off with the mayor of Olympia, the irony. You read I didn't read the article. I just know what it was about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're both fucking prepared.
Just spitballing here.
You want to? I mean, what'd you see on it? This is the most unprepared podcast ever.
So the mayor of Olympia, who has been backing the Black Lives Matter movement, has in turn had her house vandalized by not necessarily Black Lives Matter protesters, but vandals.
Yeah.
The only way they're linked in this particular case is that they spray painted BLM all over her house, and they were caught on camera doing it. Doesn't mean that they were actual protesters. It could be that they were just vandals having an opportunity to vandalize somebody of importance.
The ironic part about it is she was promoting this sort of activity of vandalizing and whatever in her own fucking city.
And telling cops to stand down while it happens.
And then now they're domestic terrorists, per her words.
Well, it happened at her house.
Yeah. Fucking ironic. Reap what you sow, motherfucker, you dumb bitch.
Yep, exactly. It's all outside perspective until it's in your face. You know?
Fucking asshole.
Dumb.
The world's weird. The world's weird. Did I say that right?
The world is weird.
Sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, wait, how did I say that? Did I say the world's world?
The weird world.
Weird's world. Yeah, party time. So last night I was doing some what are we going to talk about today? Because I knew we were going to be podcasting, but I was like, what are we going to be talking about on podcasts? So, we like to get into some weird shit. Yeah. Not together, in somewhere, but
fully clothed weird shit.
I don't even know how I found this either. It's weird how I found it because I wasn't searching up weird shit.
You happened upon it.
Yeah, I don't even it's one of those things. Maybe I am a part of the MK Ultra program. I just need to take LSD and I'll become Charles Manson. Did you see all that new shit coming out about him?
No.
How he was he was a part of the MK Ultra program at one point.
Fuck.
Yeah, and so there's questions about actually.
Not surprised.
Yeah, it's not like he was just a born serial killer, or he didn't. I don't think he actually killed anybody. He made other people kill people.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about him.
It's like that Dr. Kevorkian dude, man.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
Yeah, we should do episodes on that.
We should.
Well, that's weird because he's I say weird a lot.
It's fucking weird.
Shit. Yeah, he was assisting people in suicide that were terminal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That had terminal cancer and shit. Yeah. And I remember when I was a kid, he was labeled as the doctor of death, I think.
Yep.
And he was essentially helping people, right?
Helping them end their suffering in that regard. Yeah.
So he was labeled as this really bad person, but I think there's probably more to it that I don't remember or something like that. So
yeah,
that's that could be an episode, I guess. I gotta stop fucking with the volume,
dude.
Dude.
Write that down.
Yeah. Let me grab a pen real quick.
Grab it.
Here, you want to write that down?
I will write that down. How the fuck do you spell Kevorkian?
I don't know, but
K.
How do you spell fork? Forkian.
K-Forkin.
K-Forkian. Don't just spell it. No, because we'd be like, what is this? And they'll throw that piece of paper out.
K-Forkin.
No, I meant write out what, we have to do a thing on it. Because I'll just be like, what did Mark write? Did I write that? That's not my handwriting. But write something about we're going to do an episode on
Doctor
it.
of Dick. Doctor of Dick. Doctor of Dick episode. K-Forkin. Episode name.
I'm not gonna fuck with. I'm so tempted to mess with the audio, but I gotta just leave it.
You're used to fucking around with it,
dude. Yeah, because I had those dials. all those fucking dials.
And
you know,
you just like doing this.
Yeah, like this is better. This is better for podcasting.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like you have musical instruments. And shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trying to start a garage band. I get it.
Yeah, I should do that. It's like now I have two soundboards that I don't have to use anymore.
Dude, sell them.
I could sell them, but like I want to fill up my house with stuff.
Stuff,
no.
Things and stuff.
Did you see any of the
everywhere.
clips from the last episode?
The hoarders?
God damn. I fucking hate it. There's reasons I hate it, but I'm not going to get into that. I was talking to my sister, I think yesterday. I sent her the clip of it. And we were talking about my mom. My mom's on these episodes quite a bit. I'm like talking about my childhood and shit lately, but she likes to collect these it's weird, these pig statues and stuffed animals. But like it's not like she was a hoarder. Her house was always clean when when she got older and shit.
It's just accumulation.
Yeah. And it was, she for whatever reason, and we never put our finger, like, there's stuff your parents do. They're like, why the fuck do you like that shit and whatever. But she used to collect all this pig stuff, but she would keep them. Like I remember right after I got out of high school and I was living with her still, and then before I went on to later in life and whatever. And I was sleeping in the office that she had, and then she had all this pig stuff like lined up on shelves, but it was very organized.
Yep.
But
my grandma
hoarding,
same thing,
it's fucking weird,
but with chickens. Fucking
like
weird.
Live chickens?
No, just ceramic
chicken
and
stuff. Yeah,
just all kinds of anything chickens, and like her whole fucking den and kitchen was just chickens everywhere, bro.
It's fucking weird, man.
Super weird.
People, old timers, like boomers, they're all weird shit.
My grandma on the other side, like ceramic dolls, like expensive dolls. She had them in cases and stuff, like display cases.
Yeah, you don't really
fucking weird. I'm not saying she's weird, but
it's a different time too. Like people had to occupy their time somehow and collect. Like you don't see people collecting like guns and stuff like that or whatever. But you don't see people with like a large collection of fucking Fabergé
one
eggs
type
and
of
shit.
thing. Yeah. Like people were very centric and they had one idea. Like I want to collect this for the rest of my life.
It makes you like think about like just those times, like how different. It's a different kind of
mentality. Is
like
different.
knowledge and everything is just like these days it's completely unlocked, right? Like you can learn anything you have,
and you can be drawn to several different things. Whereas back then you could be like this was your world, and this is what you see in front of you, and you latch onto one thing. Like I like that, and I'm gonna collect it for the rest of my fucking life. Pigs.
Yeah, pigs. Fucking people are weird. Yeah, I don't know how I got into this. I don't know how I found. I think probably. It was probably had to do with this tech CEO. I think that I saw this news story. It wasn't like a clickbait thing, but I saw this news story and then went to it, and then I think I drifted off onto this because of tech type stuff. But since we just let's talk about the video since we just watch it, and then we'll get into how weird that situation is. So last night I was up looking for stuff, obviously, like I said, probably 20 times already, but I stumbled into this video called LHOHQ, the most dangerous rabbit hole on the internet. You can find it on YouTube. It's got almost 1 million views, was posted 1 month ago, so this is a very recent discovery by people.
Crazy. It's got 1 million views. Well, I mean, the title is kind of drawing.
I don't know how I don't know how I started looking at this either. I think maybe it had to do with me looking at a video of the news story or something like that, and then I looked up however it happened. It did. Yeah. So if you go on Google, you can type in LHOHQ and get this dangerous rabbit hole video. And like a lot of people are like, I was emailed this creepy website, LHOHQ stands for Laughing Horse's Orifice headquarters. And so whatever happens at this point, if you start researching and you start falling into a MK Ultra program, which is another topic of conversation.
We expect no responsibility for your actions or your mind control.
We're just telling you, it's like you waive yourself of all blame when you're like, hey, spoiler alert. That's kind of like this. Like if you get mind controlled and murder a bunch of people at this point, now that I said this word, like it's your fault.
This is your virtual waiver.
Yeah. You signed it without thinking. So essentially there's this video that's like, I don't know, how long is it? It's like fucking 6 minutes in total.
Like that, yeah.
But the video I'm talking about is about 20 minutes, and it describes this giant rabbit hole where you can start going down it, and it never seems to end. And there's all this these pornographic images, art, and government conspiracy stuff. It's super weird. There's like things there's different elements and agencies attached to it, like Applied Chaos Dynamics Control Association, and it's all based out of Milwaukee is where it started.
I wonder what the significance of that is. If there's something bigger in Milwaukee that people don't know about, some government thing, entity.
If anybody out there that's listening to this or watching the video, you can comment if you've ever discovered this or you have talked about it to anybody, or you have any more information or any crazier conspiracies that we could do another episode on, and we'll research it and whatnot. But obviously we're not researching this because this is like a last minute thing we're doing here. So the one thing that sticks out is it's kind of spawned off of the Church of the Subgenius, which is fucking weird in itself. And I'll just read this. It's from Wikipedia, our favorite news source of the Violent Professional Podcast. The Church of the Subgenius is a parody religion that satirizes better-known belief systems. It teaches a complex philosophy, focuses on the J.R. Bob Dobbs, purportedly a salesman from 1950s. And I don't know if... okay. So we'll put up a image of it, but that's kind of the dude. It's like a made-up character.
Yeah. Bob Dobbs.
Bob Dobbs. It's like I think it describes it in there that they took it off of this picture of this guy. He's purportedly a salesman from the 1950s who is revered as a prophet by the church. Subgenius leaders have developed detailed narratives about Dobbs and his relationship to various gods and conspiracies. Their central deity, Jehovah One, is accompanied by other gods drawn from ancient myth and popular fiction. Subgenius literature describes a grand conspiracy that seeks to brainwash the world and oppress Dobbs' followers. In its narrative, the church presents a blend of cultural references and elaborate remix of the sources. Ivan Stang, who co-founded the church in the 1970s, serves as a leader and publicist. He has imitated actions of other religious leaders, using the tactic of culture jamming in an attempt to undermine better-known faiths. Church leaders instruct their followers to avoid mainstream commercialism and the belief of absolute truths. The groups hold that the quality of the slack, quote-unquote slack, is of utmost importance. What the fuck is that? But it is never clearly defined. The number of followers is unknown, although the church's message has been welcomed by college students and artists in the United States. The group is often compared to Discordianism. It has to do with an accordion. Accordianism.
No, Discordianism.
That's
where they make fun of accordions.
The antonym of accordion.
They're dissing them.
Can you have an antonym of an physical object? I don't think you can you?
Who knows?
Science and literature. Journalists often consider the church an elaborate joke, but some academics have defended it as a real system of deeply held beliefs. Well, I mean, what is a religion? It could be bullshit that they started up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's much like anything, like the OLP.
As long as people believe.
That we created the framework down in Arizona. It's where a lot of crazy shit, I always say it's like where it's hot out. Where it's hotter than fucking hell, like people go crazy. You look at the Middle East.
Yeah.
The heat fucks your brain up, dude.
Fries it, dude.
It gets a couple degrees hotter. Global warming, when it gets hotter, fucking people start going crazy. Let's go into the beliefs. And I'll just, I'll turn it off there. the Church of the Subgenius is ostensible. Is that right? Ostensible? I've never said or heard that
I've
word.
never heard that word in my life. I was an English
it's
major.
Wikipedia, so it's anybody's guess.
Fucking wiki.
Comment down below if you know what ostensible means. Ostensible beliefs defy categorization or a simple narrative, often striking outsiders as bizarre and convoluted. The group has an intricate mythology involving gods, aliens, and mutants, which observers usually consider satire of other religions.
Well, that's pretty mainstream of most religions, if you ask me.
Its primary deity, generally known as Jehovah One, is an extraterrestrial who contacted Dobbs in the 1950s. Various accounts state that the encounter occurred while Dobbs was building a television or watching late night television. Either or. Jehovah One gave him supernatural knowledge of the past and the future in addition to incredible powers. Dobbs then posed deep questions to the alien, receiving mysterious answers. Some of their discussion centered on powerful conspiracy, to which the church attributes command of the world. Jehovah One and his spouse Eris, regarded by the church as relatively evil, are classified as rebel gods. All right. That's good enough. Conspiracy and slack. So, all right, people can do their own research on this. I wish there was still like a thing like Encyclopedia Britannica where people, I'm sure there is. You probably could buy encyclopedias.
We saw a whole collection of them at that abandoned house.
Was there Encyclopedia Britannica?
There was a whole box full.
Damn, did you get a picture of it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a great picture. It was in
a whole
pristine
fucking box of
condition.
them.
That was a fucking hoarder's house.
Yeah, it was.
We looked at it and we're like, holy fuck, this is abandoned. And I was joking around. Like, what if somebody lives there? Like, that's what hoarders do.
Yeah.
Like, that shit.
Yep.
But nobody lived there. There's no fucking...
No, there were squatters there at one point, you could tell. But
yeah.
Who knows where all that shit came from either.
Dude, it's so fucking weird. You look at, how people get... was that mine or yours?
This one's mine.
Hold on.
I think.
Might need another one. Just get amped up.
Amp it.
Finish this and I'll let you talk about but yeah, like if I happen to be a squatter or I wouldn't be a squatter. I'd be a homeless person, right? Like if I was that, I would go camp in the woods. Like that.
Yeah,
I would set
absolutely.
up a campsite away from everybody. And I just think it's different because people that think that way are capable of digging themselves out of it.
Yeah,
like we're
absolutely.
camping.
We're
not
self-sufficient. Yeah.
Like you could maintain a level of income somehow. I mean, I know that on the weekend you like to sell your bee-hole down in South Tacoma Way. But we could maintain a level of like at least living in a decently made shack.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like my brain is running all over the place. I want to talk about the show Alive and like all this stuff. But it is what it is. Like it doesn't matter. These are the best episodes. Okay, we watched that video. I urge you guys to go do the same and, have your opinion about what happened. It's LHOHQ, the whatever rabbit hole. But just go look that up if you don't mind possibly falling into the MK Ultra program, which you can research also. What is your impression of the whole fucking thing?
Well, after watching the video, it was odd. It was, it seemed to me like it was AI created. I don't know if that's the case. It could be, people are fucking weird, so that's the kind of shit that they make. They're into. To me, it just seemed like a lot of randoms put into, click after click after click, navigation through navigation of like new sites and new pictures and new videos, and it makes you dive deeper and deeper and deeper, which could be done on purpose for to draw people in and pull them down the rabbit hole as opposed to them going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a very AI thing to do, after like the things I've seen on the internet and stuff, it just seems very AI created to me. But it could be a person. Absolutely. It could be a person with a fucked up brain.
Yeah, like
creating some weird shit.
I want to, like, it just kind of draws you in. Like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it makes you want to go down.
It could be an AI program that somebody had that they're just like make all this weird shit and collect this specific data on these politicians because there's that side of it. They have all these politicians' addresses and fucking phone numbers and shit, which is crazy. But you gotta find it somehow. Like you gotta get on there and go through all the different wormholes.
Could be something created specifically for gathering that data that then branched out, and AI, artificial intelligence. They say is going to learn on its own at some point. Maybe this is it creating these things on its own. My impression of it is I think it's an art project to get people. I mean, it's hard because like I think that way, but then there's so much to it, like just all of the websites and weird shit that is hidden. Like it could be an elaborate internet geocache type of fucking thing. You've done geocaching before, right? Yep.
Like it could be like that, but just of information. And I don't like the whole like concept of like you go somewhere on the internet and then your brain could take this subconscious information and now you have something in your brain rattling around. It's like it's like you're like a sleeper cell,
it's like
almost
electronic hypnosis.
Yeah. Maybe that's what all these fucking Antifa fucks looked at and their brain just got corrupted.
They're reading keywords.
Yeah.
And just,
Do you have any updates on, not to get off the subject, but do you have any updates on Chaz?
Other than the guy Raz or Roz, whatever the fuck his name is.
It's funny, Raz Chaz.
He's, well, maybe there's something with the Z's, right?
MK Ultra.
So he was handing out some AR-15s to some standard buys, telling them that they needed to arm themselves, which was kind of weird out of the trunk of a white fucking sedan.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd. Considering most of those people are supposed to be against 2A, right? But they're out there handing them to strangers. So, I mean, there goes the laws, which they're not enforcing up there.
It's very ironic, like all of it. You trade all the
100%.
shit. Like you were saying when we did when we talked about the protests and stuff, like you trade one government for a new one that's more oppressive, and you ask that question like, well, how could that, not you, but I'm just saying you in general, like you ask the question of how is that possible because they're supposedly against oppression and all that stuff. It's like, well, now they're in power. Like that's the whole fucking
dictatorship,
deal.
but we want to dictate how you live.
Yeah.
What you think and what you say.
They're the weak-minded individual that wants to take over and become the empower. It's like you were a nerd in high school or something, and now you're a fucking cop because you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm just saying like that you're the nerd that wanted power the whole time, and you're a fucking sociopath, and now because you were just shunned in high school for whatever reason, like. Maybe you had 5 nipples or you're fucking lactated or something like that, but now you're like, I'm going to show the world, and then you become a cop and you're an asshole. You know what I mean? We all know those type of cops. But maybe it's like that. Like like you were saying, they just want power.
Yeah.
And they take it. And it's just so weird because like they don't know what the power of the government is, right? Like we've seen it in Waco and fucking Ruby Ridge. It's like when the government wants something, they're going to fucking take it. They're just, absolutely. They're letting you live.
What's crazy is who makes that call.
Yeah.
Does that always go up to the president, or does it, he's got people below him and then people below that and then people off to the shadows.
The president gets advised about, even overseas where they're like these big tier one hits and stuff on these big, they have to go and to the president has to say yes. And then his advisors tell him like what's going on, and then inform him of the situation. He says yes or no. He has like immediate executive decision acting. So in this case, it's weird because he's been talking a lot about how they're terrorists and stuff like that, but nothing. I haven't seen anything about them taking action about it. So maybe there's something else that.
Well, it's wild. I mean, you're going to get these kids. When I grow up, I want to be a president of the United States. You, sir, are a self-centered, sadistic little kid. That's a power hungry kid right there. That's not a kid who wants to help his community. He doesn't know what the fuck his community's about, unless he's one of those stable geniuses that at a young age is in fucking college and is like, I want to help my community this way.
Yeah.
But the kids are just like, I want to be president. So
Have you ever heard of that before?
You want to fucking
I've never
control
seen
people.
that.
I've seen that. There's a lot of it going around. once you get older and you're in public service or you do something, man, that'd be cool to be able to change things. Then I get it. But if these people are just like, I want to be president.
I've never heard of kids saying that, dude.
I've fucking heard it. I've heard it a few times.
The only thing I've seen like that is with that video of that little girl that was crying. And Daddy called me a Democrat. And she's her mom's laughing. Like,
that's
what?
That's fucking mind control dude, right there. Parents instilling those values on their kids. And then both sides are guilty of it, too. They're just like, oh, you're using children. You're fucking using kids, too.
Yeah.
Both sides. It's crazy. Anyways, rabbit holes.
We're talking about rabbit hole and we're just going all over the place.
Yeah.
We're
chasing rabbit. I want to chase a rabbit with my bow.
Fucking kill it. I want to kill a rabbit.
Dude, Daniel speared a rabbit.
With a fucking spear?
With a fucking a woods-made spear.
Yeah. He's good at things.
He's lucky at things.
He's lucky at things.
He speared a rabbit and then finished it off, and we cooked it over a fire and made some stew. It was good stuff.
Yeah, trying to get rabbits this year.
I'm down. We'll get.
They're
some
very
rabbits,
aware,
man.
dude. They're very aware of everything, but they'll like look at you and then they'll go, "Huh?" Like
I caught
they're
a rabbit.
aware, but are they smart animals? Because they look like they're just like, "Huh?
They're
hey, what are you doing there?"
They're a lot like deer.
Yeah.
But I caught a rabbit with my bare hands. Not my bare hands, but my hands. I have a picture of like holding it by the neck.
Yeah.
Caught it, but with my hands. It was a fast rabbit, and I had to dive to catch it.
It was a fabbit.
It was a fabbit, a little fabbit.
All right, well,
didn't go down any holes like we were going down watching this fucking weird video.
Yeah, go just to get back on a fuck Antifa, fuck all the other shit, but get on. Did you just say Segway?
I did.
I want that Segway bike. That 3000. That thing's dope as shit, dude. It's a fucking
Segway dirt bike.
So since we're on rabbit holes, go to. We should name this episode. This episode, the Laughing Rabbits Orifice.
Yes.
That's a good name for it. Yeah, put that.
RO
HQ. But then it's weird because like if I do that, it's like maybe I should just name it LHOHQ or LFMAO.
LH.
OHQ.
OHQ. Yeah. Horse or rabbit. One of the two.
I'll just spell out the name, the whole thing, like Laughing Rabbits Orifice headquarters.
Be like, oh, that looks
what the
interesting.
fuck is that?
Click that one. And then when you click.
Yeah, I gotta have something like that.
It leads you to a bunch of other ones you gotta click. Oh, fuck.
We'll just have like a
weird.
click link in bio. And it's like going to a fucking rabbits dancing or something like that.
Oh, shit. The video's fucking weird.
Yeah. So go check it out. Do your research. And they got a podcast, The Hour of Slack.
Interesting.
What do they have? Oh, they've got a bunch of stuff. They got a video. The group is promoted by a video Stang produced in 1992. They have a radio show, The Hour of Slack. Podcast, The Hour of Slack.
That's the church, right?
Yeah, the Church of the Subgenius.
Yeah. So
go do some research and comment below what you found and whatnot. And
some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to describe part of it, it's like a lot of acid trip colors. And a lot of just clicking on random shit. There's
hidden words on websites and shit. It looks like old Alta Vista websites.
Yeah. Backgrounds are like old Ops 2 programs and it's just weird shit, man.
Politician names, addresses, cell phone numbers. So let's go over that next. Let's talk about this. So I didn't know that this happened. This is pretty recent, actually.
Cause of death for tech founder Aaron Valenti has been identified.
But you'll see in this article that they don't find a cause of death, which is just
that's
clickbaity.
That's what I was looking up.
A clickbaity type of title.
When we sat down earlier.
So if you knew about this, like a tech CEO died by mysterious causes, and then it says that, you're like, oh shit, let me click on it, and it doesn't actually tell you anything. Anyway,
Utah startup founder. What did she found? What was she making? Do you know?
apps and shit. It says it all in there.
Okay. So a cause of death has been identified for, in the case of Erin Valenti, a Utah startup founder who went to Silicon Valley on business. On business. She went there on business. They couldn't say specifically what business, but was found dead in her rental car a week later, which was last October. The autopsy report, which Business Insider has reviewed, determined that her death was due to natural causes following an acute manic episode. So basically, if you don't know what acute manic episode is, you have some bipolar, okay? So if you're bipolar and you have an episode where you're happy as shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, fuck you! That's a manic episode, and you know. So maybe she
had some
disorder where it's usually a personality disorder.
But it's you'll see in it like what she starts talking about, which is the most bizarre thing about it. They could be just because everything else says that she had no previous mental health stuff, and it's like people go crazy all of a sudden because of vitamin deficiency or something like that. But it could just be because of what I don't want to ruin it, but like what she called her family to say.
Yeah.
They could just be like, oh, she was going crazy or whatever.
Well, what's weird is natural causes following an event like that. The only thing you can think of is your blood pressure skyrockets and you have a fucking heart attack or something. Your adrenaline spikes and then your heart has a murmur. It's got to be something like that. That's what goes into my mind.
I mean, I have murmurs all the time. You just got to tell it no.
Stop.
You're not going to die today.
Not today. Last year, Business Insider told the story of Erin Valenti's rise as an entrepreneur and untimely death based on interviews with almost 24 friends, family members, current and former colleagues, and the police. You can read it right here. An autopsy has provided new details on what killed a young female tech founder whose body was found in the backseat of a rental car last year. So she was reported missing on October 7th after she missed a flight home from San Jose, California. Her family became worried. When a phone on, basically they were worried when she called them. She became confused, or what they say confused, rambling on the drive to the airport. So she was on her way to the airport, and she started rambling about some weird shit, and then was found dead 5 days later.
Was she driving?
Yes.
She didn't have a driver or anything?
Well, it says on the drive to the airport, so who knows. No sign of physical harm when they found her body. I wonder if she was in the driver's seat when they found her. It's weird.
No, she was in the back seat when they found her.
See, that's fucking weird. Okay.
I think they talk about all that.
So Business Insider has ruled the manner of death natural causes. The cause was sudden death in the setting of an acute manic episode. That's not a fucking cause of death. God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they don't have anything.
They don't have anything.
And they're just like, all they're going off of is, because she did, like, there's the toxicology and everything. She didn't have spikes of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
It was natural causes due to a manic episode. That's a bullshit. That's bullshit because they don't have an answer for it.
That's a fucking
cop-out. And what the fuck is Business Insider?
Business Insider is like a journalistic review thing.
We reviewed this case, and
though it did not explain what killed here's the cause of death, but it doesn't explain why, or what, or how. Valenti had gone to Orange County for a professional development workshop, and then flew to the Bay Area to visit former colleagues and friends. Fucking California. She was the chief executive of Tinker Ventures, a web development shop that builds software for other companies using remote staff of engineers in Pakistan. Goddamn.
So she just owns a company that she has people in Pakistan do it. So she's like essentially running a Fiverr of software production.
Yeah. And these people in Pakistan probably develop, software and firmware and stuff. Yeah. Cheap labor.
It's fucking smart. Some people that come up with these companies are smart as shit.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I learned about a very like easy thing to do because, like production and whatnot, like holding stock of things, like that's another line of taxes that you have to run and stuff, or documenting. But if you have like digital, like there's products and services and like a digital digital service where people can just download. It's like Spotify or something like that. Like, essentially, you can keep your staff at a fucking extreme minimum, and then all the taxes and stuff you don't have to pay on that, and then people just download. It's kind of like the fitness program that I have on the website. It's like that's essentially like that program was made, and it's still relevant, and people can download it, and I just get money, and I don't have to do anything other than like answer customer service questions about it.
Yep.
So that's like some of these people that start up these businesses, like it's such a simple concept. Like get this stuff, get this idea, outsource it to fucking Pakistan, and pay them like whatever the fuck you pay people from Pakistan, which is probably not as much as here.
Yeah, it can't be.
You know? And then you just collect money. You just have money rolling in, and then you can travel and do whatever.
Yep. So
Anyway.
Speaking to Business Insider for a profile last fall, friends and former colleagues described her as a dogged entrepreneur.
The fuck is a dogged entrepreneur?
Dogged. I don't
Is
know.
it dogged or dodged?
Dogged. Dogged.
Dogged.
Who showed complete refusal to fail. Maybe that's like a bulldog, a go-getter. I don't know.
Maybe she was stressed out at she's
dogged.
not as successful as she thinks. And she was successful in whatever right that it ever.
Well, it said she was very profitable, or the business was very profitable, not her. That's kind of weird.
Well, it is because it all depends on how much she makes. Because if you own you don't want to just take the 100% of the profits and put it in your bank account. You got to have money put in different places to make it excel and like marketing or whatever the fuck she was doing. So she might not have paid herself. Like I know some CEOs that don't pay themselves anything, and they just have their bills, and
I
they
had
just
a friend like that who
reinvest everything in their business.
He's like, I didn't take a salary for a year because he had to pay his employees for his whole startup and all that, which is crazy to me. I don't know how you live like that.
I mean, like I have some of my bills that are paid because they're business expenses, and essentially, as long as you're clear cut about where your money's going, like people can do that. Like they can have all their bills paid. So he might have had that, you know. Like there's also draw accounts. Like you pay. It's not even a paycheck. It's like you just dump cash in this draw account. So he might have done that, you know. Like he's swiping his card to get groceries or whatever.
Gotcha.
You know, and however he runs his business, there's all different kinds of opportunities you have as a business owner.
So she was responsible for finding new customers and keeping them. A relentless task for a business that worked on contract, not subscriptions.
That's stressful, dude.
Yeah, I bet. Founder seemed ready for a change in the last year of her life. She would call friends on her car rides to discuss ideas. It's weird, car rides. So maybe she was always in the back. Who knows? To discuss ideas for a new business venture or gather them at home to brainstorm over a bottle of wine. The trip to California included a 3-day workshop designed for leaders. One participant likened it to a Tony Robbins seminar for business owners. Her mother, Agnes Valenti, remembers her daughter talking excitedly on the phone about going home and starting something new. She did not return to see it through. On October 7th, Valenti had just left a friend for the airport when she made a series of strange phone calls to family members. They said she talked fast and erratically, and she wasn't making much sense. She told her mother, "It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix." Her husband, Harrison Weinstein, and her mother took turns talking to her on the phone until almost midnight local time. Then their calls went to voicemail. Weird. We're all in the Matrix. New details on her cause of death. Friend in the volunteer search a friend in a can't fucking talk
you
today.
Fucking suck.
I suck. A friend in a volunteer search party.
Your Matrix just glitch out, dude.
It's a glitch.
You fucking suck. Just get out of here, all right?
A friend in a volunteer search party found Valenti's body in her rental car on a quiet residential street. That's fucking weird. Where the gray Nissan Murano had been parked for 5 days, and nobody decided to fucking look in the back seat of this car that's been parked in a residential neighborhood for 5 fucking days. Whose car is that? I don't know. Let's walk by and find out.
I mean, I don't go around looking at people's cars.
But if it's been in the same spot for 5 days and nobody's walking by it, maybe it's raining all the time. I don't. No, it's San Jose. It's fucking California. It's not raining. People are outside.
Well, I kind of like that because everybody's a bunch of fucking nosy ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah.
If I was dead in the fucking backseat, I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was a car parked in front of my house for 5 fucking days, I'd be like, whose fucking car is this?
Yeah.
And I'd go look at it.
Yeah.
I'd probably look the first day. If I didn't, I mean, 2 days in, right? 2 days in, you're like, this has been parked here all night. I don't know whose fucking car it is, but I don't like it being this close to my house. It's just a weird thing I have. An investigation by San Jose police found no evidence of foul play. What? Never mind. Blood tests were negative for common prescription drugs.
What were you going to say about foul play? Like she's in the back diddling her pussy? Oh, it stinks like fish in here.
Foul play. This woman is in the backseat of a fucking Nissan Murano in a residential neighborhood, but there's no foul play, even though she's dead. Foul play.
The most curious part is why she's in a Nissan Murano. Fuck those cars. Aren't those ugly fucking SUVs?
No foul play. That's weird.
There is no foul play, but that's such a 1950s fucking thing to say.
It's a weird fucking term to use in this concept.
Would they have a fucking private detective?
There's no foul play involved.
Turns like gray and black, and he's like,
no foul play.
She walked into my office to ask for the investigative procedures of something like, what's that old 1950s private eye movies? There's no foul play. Why do Why do people say shit like this?
That's what I'm saying. Choose some new terms, PD. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sudden death has a medical definition. Medical examiner and vice president of the National Association of Medical Examiners stated. She describes it as an unexpected death that happens within an hour of onset and has a natural cause. That's not a definition of a fucking unexpected death. Come on. Unexpected death doesn't have to be natural, does it? In my opinion. It was unexpected that he was shot in the face, you know?
Yeah.
Valenti had a previous diagnosis for a thyroid condition that was treated with medication. I wonder what fucking medication she was on, because it seems like a lot of these weird shit things that happen, people are on medication. Because
we're doing more of the YouTube shit now. I want to say this, comment below. This is what all the YouTubers do. I'm not good at the YouTubes yet, but comment below if you know what medication helps thyroid issues.
Yeah.
Where have you researched this?
The autopsy report noted that her condition could have contributed to her death. However, blood samples were not satisfactory for the analysis. So a thyroid condition contributing to... There's so much unsaid here. It's ridiculous. The autopsy
it's one
report,
article. There's probably better articles. It's just what I fucking printed out.
More. The autopsy report did... However, fuck you, Business Insider. Get more details into your fucking work. The autopsy report did, however, give new details around her mental state.
New teats.
New teats, man. A police review of Valenti's electronic communications in the days before her scheduled return confirmed the family's account that she showed symptoms of a manic episode, according to the medical examiner's office. So they dove into her personal life and her cell phone calls to see, oh, she was crazy. That was their opinion. Fuck them. It's their medical.
She was nuts.
It's my professional opinion. Authorities also said a review of her medical records suggests that the etiology of her final manic episode was related to an emerging, previously undiagnosed psychiatric disorder. The family told Business Insider last year that she had no diagnosis of a mental health disorder. So they just decided after the fact that she was crazy. That's what it was. The manic episode is not a disorder on its own, though it is the principal symptom of bipolar disorder. A psych said this fucking doctor's name is Po Wang. A psychiatrist who runs a clinic for the study and treatment of individuals with bipolar disorder. I'm sure if you had somebody who was like a diabetes doctor, you'd be like, well, that's a principal symptom of diabetes.
Yeah. Did she like donuts?
One risk of having a manic episode an event that's characterized by the feelings of euphoria, racing thoughts, and feelings of correctness. Is that it's typically followed by a period of depression or irritability, Wang said.
We're not laughing because of the Asian name. It's because of Wang, just for anybody that's going to be socially conscious here. Wang is funny.
It is.
It means penis.
The contrast from the high to low feels more dramatic to a person suffering from bipolar disorder. His research and other studies suggest that suicide attempts are common. Why are they suggesting suicide is common and then linking it to this event?
Yeah, but she didn't kill herself.
Exactly. Suicide is not the leading cause of death in people with the diagnosis. Clearly.
Maybe she's just sitting in the backseat. She's like, I know we're in the Matrix. I fucking know it. Neo, come save me. And then she pop, her blood vessel in her brain pops.
Or maybe she left the body because she was in the Matrix.
Dude, I mean, you think about it, like in the Matrix, like when they get pulled out of the Matrix, they find the telephone booth.
Yep. Well, they disappear though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but would you? Because if you're in the Matrix in the video game, you would just die. Your body would die, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think there's a pile of all these Matrix people that keep popping in and out. There's
like, well, fuck.
There's another body.
So there is mounting evidence that suggests people with bipolar disorder have higher rates of death from natural causes, like heart disease or stroke at an earlier age. A review of studies involving more than 331,000 patients found that having bipolar disorder is similar to being a smoker in terms of increasing a person's risk of early death. And that was on a paper written by Dr. Wayne Caton.
Caton. Not as cool as Wang.
No, Caton. There's a number of variables that could be responsible for higher rates of mortality. No shit. People with a diagnosis may be less likely to get medical care. No shit, because you don't know. According to the published report. Yeah. Dude, doctors get paid to write shit like that. The disorder. I'm going to put doctor in front of my name and just make some shit up. The disorder.
I don't think you can do that.
No,
I think
you can't. Yeah, PhD, right?
Doctor of camping scientist.
I got a school for
sciences.
I'll have to go to school at South Harmon Institute of Technology for another 6 years.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Shit sandwiches.
Accepted. That's a good movie.
It's a damn good movie. The disorder is all. I'm gonna go for speech therapy now. Fuck this.
Yeah.
The disorder is also frequently undiagnosed, which leaves many more suffering in silence. A large population study from Stanford University in 2013, that's where smart people go, if you didn't know, found that people with bipolar disorder who knew they had a physical illness such as heart disease had death rates similar to people who weren't bipolar.
There's a lot of bullshit that I'm sniffing in this.
The research suggests a diagnosis is part of the antidote to premature death. Interesting.
Sorry to interrupt. Wait till you get to the back. I've been reading the backside, and this is what I was just talking about this on one of the episodes recently about nosy neighbors, and you're going to be like, she's a fucking Karen!
So Erin Valenti's family told Business Insider last year that her behavior in those final calls was extremely out of character.
Why is Business Insider a part of this? Like, I understand this is probably a Business Insider article, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they a part of this? Are they just asking because she's
this is the one journalistic review that went in and asked some questions because it's a high profile person.
I guess like it makes sense, but it just like it's kind of like I guess there's other articles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just I'm going to shut the fuck up. That was dumb that I asked that.
Courtesy of Erin Valenti's friends and family. They remember her as a tenacious child. She and a friend wrote a newsletter that called out neighbors for smoking and documented
called Karen Valenti.
They documented all the litter they found. Holy shit!
What a bitch! That's
Skittles wrapper. At
that time, she's being a little turd. Like
in middle school, she built a database for a scuba diving school as homework and started charging the business to maintain it. That's fucked up.
So she's
smart as shit.
She's a natural born entrepreneur.
Yeah.
From being a child.
She created a database for cash through her years A database forecast through her years at Georgetown University, where her mother said she would have graduated with a 4.0 if not for an A- in Mandarin. Fucking Chinese.
Smart.
Valenti disputed the grade.
I'll write a newsletter, pass it around.
She wouldn't fuck Dr. Wong, dude. Or
Wang.
Damn it.
Dr.
Wang. Wang. I'm not racist, I promise. At 18,
Every racist says that. I'm not racist. Actually, I don't think they say that.
I don't know.
I think
they say it.
Yeah.
At 18, she met her husband, Harrison Weinstein, at a white clapboard hotel in Quebec, Canada, where her family skied. Okay. The couple enjoyed
fucking white people doing white people things, you know?
The couple enjoyed Utah's ample outdoor pursuits like hiking and river tubing.
That is fun.
Very specific. Her mother, Agnes, said she had been told that the autopsy might be inconclusive because her daughter's body was found presumably days after her death. We may never find an answer, Agnes told Business Insider last year. Weird that they took a year.
There's a thing about it, though, like with autopsies and like families and stuff like that. It's like, do you really want to know? Like, if there was foul play, do you really want to know that? Or like, do you really want to know like she was killed or something like that? I suppose because I've never had like I've had family members that have died, but like it's pretty clear cut why. But this is a weird situation. But it's like if you found out some really heinous shit about how she died, like it was contradictory to everything that was, would that make you satisfied? You know what I mean? If it was like something really heinous.
I'm sure it would put you into some weird fucking moods and weird personality states.
People go manic themselves when they're like no answers, because this kind of shit isn't like, this is the first time it's happened. Like her
fucking phone calls would make the family members go manic, you know?
Yeah, and so now it's like, what
did she mean?
I wonder if they went back and talked. I mean, they must have like went and talked to everybody.
They
did you tell them something? And I did not tell. This robot's walking around. I did not say we're in the Matrix.
I did not say anything. Her family established a scholarship fund at the University of Utah to honor Valenti's memory, with a goal of supporting female students who share a passion for entrepreneurship.
Nice.
It has raised more than $100,000 to date. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Well, not cool, actually.
She ran around telling her family members that everybody's in the Matrix.
Could be true. Who knows?
Well, Elon Musk said some shit about us living in a simulation, right?
Yeah. Well, look at, I don't want to get into some stuff that they talk about, but like, you look at how realistic video games are now, and then you put us in the future, and then it's like, I mean, you could jack into the Matrix at any time you want, and who knows if we're there right now.
Well,
we think about it. But damn, I think to summarize everything, the world is still weird. I thought it wasn't going to be weird, but I woke up today, I was like, is the world weird? It's like, oh,
it's a weird world.
World weird. What did I say? Word weird. I woke up and then I looked at the shit I printed off. I was like, no, it's still fucking weird.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to open up some new rabbit holes for sure. Yeah,
so go research some of that stuff. Like, look up. Be our little investigative journalist.
I'm going to fucking do it myself.
I'm sorry I fucked up your life.
I'm going to tinfoil my fucking man cave and just start going crazy.
You're going to it's like you're going to be like, we haven't heard from you in a while. We go over and it's like
that fucking meme with all the
Yeah. But you have memes on the wall with a bunch of strings and shit, like, and it goes back to LHOHQ, and you're like Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder, but you're wearing your girlfriend's head over yours, like,
instead of a panda. It's just skin, just
dancing around in a skin suit, like, Mark. Holy fuck.
You don't understand.
You guys don't understand anything. LHOHQ, and it's written in blood. Like, it's fucking crazy. I hope that doesn't happen.
That won't.
But it will make an interesting podcast.
It would, because we'd talk about it afterwards.
Remember that time I went fucking ballistic?
Balls, man.
Yeah. The police just let me get away with all of it.
Because I said I was protesting.
We got to use that meme for it, though. Like the Charlie Day one, where he's like, man, he's got a cigarette. Like, We got to do that conspiracy. I like these fucking conspiracy theory shit. Like,
yeah, dude.
And even if it doesn't turn up anything, it's just talking about whatever.
Yeah, it piques the interest and the mind wanders and it gets the brain juices flowing.
Yeah.
You know? It's like doing Sudoku. This is our Sudoku.
That's not like that
keeps
at
our
all.
brain. Damn it.
Sudoku.
Well, people use it. People use Sudoku.
1 and 9
they don't have anything to do with their life, so they keep their brain sharp by doing Sudoku.
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people that don't even know what Sudoku is that are like
Sudoku is like a math game, right? It keeps your brain sharp by by doing this repetitiously day after day. My grandma does Sudoku.
I like the Sudokus where you only have to fill in one number. Those are my favorite.
Well, it keeps her mind going,
Yeah.
A lot of people just stop doing shit when they get old, and then they're just like, well, fuck, I'm done, I guess, So this is a way of keeping my brain flowing as I look into weird shit like this sometimes. Do a lot of research. It's fun. Even if the shit's completely made up, it's still interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Opinion.
It's cool a thought experiment to go and
somebody thought about that.
I think that's really what these episodes are. Like all of them are just thought experiments about bullshit, like weird stuff.
Absolutely.
Are you free tomorrow to go shoot arrows? Shoot the bows and arrows?
Negative.
No?
I have an interview at 11:00 for a higher position at my job.
Oh, cool.
And then right after that, I have to drop off my broken Jeep.
Sweet.
Did
you figure out what it is?
Yeah, camshaft and crank are out of alignment. It could be the speed sensor, but it could also be fucked up. So I'm gonna find out for sure. It's gonna cost me $100, but they'll get the diagnosis right and tell me for sure. So we'll see.
Talk about it. So how it happened?
So
just a brief one.
So going up some hills.
This is on the podcast road trip.
On the podcast road trip.
We're about an hour in.
We ended up losing power going uphill, and we're like, I was pressing on the gas and couldn't go. We couldn't go more than 40 miles per hour. So I'm like, fuck, what's going on? Didn't lose power, but lost like horsepower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't going the speed we wanted it to go uphill. And for the rest of the trip, every time we went up a significant hill through the mountains and whatnot, we'd lose power and we'd have to pull over, turn the vehicle off, turn it back on, and then it'll be fine when we start. And then going up some bigger hills, boom, dies again. Doesn't die, but lost that horsepower, that push. So crankshaft, camshaft, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a fucking mechanic. So a mechanic's going to look at my Jeep. I can do oil changes and fucking change an alternator, all that bullshit, but dive deeper into the mechanical world, and it's the fucking Matrix to me, right? So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're getting it fixed.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully it doesn't fucking destroy your bank account.
I hope not. I've had some money saved up, so I'm like, okay, I'm okay with it being, if it's gonna cost me $1,000, fuck, that sucks, but we'll get it done. You know what I mean? So as long as I still have the Jeep, I'll be all right. So I don't want to have to shell out another, lots of money for a fucking vehicle. So that's how they get you too. I fucking hit 100,000 miles yesterday on the Jeep. Exactly 100,000 miles.
Planned obsolescence,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
Fuck your vehicle
it's
up.
Fucking terrible.
Right when your warranty's up, like the mileage up.
my 1988 Toyota MR2 that I had, my first car, I had that thing up until it was like 280,000 miles.
Yeah.
And I had replaced parts on it slowly, but it never fucking just crapped out on me until I had to replace. The only way it stopped working on me is because I put a stage 2 clutch. I didn't put it in. A certified mechanic put in my stage 2 racing clutch.
Yeah.
I don't know why I fucking needed it. I didn't need it. But
that's because you were fucking breakdancing over in Japan, and you were like, I gotta
live this life.
I gotta drift.
So, clutch components went bad on it. I kept having to get them fabricated because they didn't make parts for it anymore. It's a 1988. So once I was tired of them fabricating parts and me shelling money out, like, oh fuck, here's some more money for the same part over and over again, keeps breaking. I sold it. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. Here's sell it for $2,000.
Yeah.
Guy bought it. He's taking the car apart. He builds them and rebuilds them and races them. Calls me up like a month later. He's like, hey, I was taking the car apart, and I noticed. I just wanted to let you know that whoever owned this, or whoever put your clutch in, put in a mid-90s Mitsubishi clutch into your car.
Motherfuckers.
And I'm like, how the fuck did they do that when it's a mid-rear engine car? Did they change some shit? I don't fucking know. I don't know how it works. If you're a car dude, I don't care how it works, so don't put it in the comments.
Do put it in the comments because we need people on YouTube to.
Yeah. Okay. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, or it's like social media.
Just don't call me dumb because I didn't know what's going on with the car. But anyways,
he actually doesn't care, and I don't care. Just put something in the comments.
Comment.
My son watches YouTube videos, and that's what they all fucking do. Like they watch these little kid
put
shows.
It in the comments
like,
below.
What do you guys think?
Above.
Yeah. What do you guys think? You put on bell notifications and comment below. Comment below what you're eating today. It's like chicken nuggets,
Just
like
random shit. People just put. I'm eating your mom's pussy.
On all those kids episodes. Fucking horrible. Anyway, cool. Well, gotta go.
Go.
Gotta go to Core Concepts.
Gotta go to
US.com.
coreconcepts.us.com to find some hidden things. Just like hidden things from this episode. If you go to that, LHOHQ has some hidden things.
I want to put a discount code for LHOHQ on some of the websites.
Evil Vibes or something. Yeah.
Secret one and you pay double.
Can you do that? Can you make something like that?
I think you can. I don't know.
Weird.
I've never tried. There's one that I put. I've had a couple times people wanted stuff, but they wanted. I tell them hey, if I want to give shit away, sometimes I'm I do 100% off, but I've never done double the cost. You can just set a price or something.
You should put ones on there if they use a special code and you have it hidden somewhere, you give them something that I don't know. Just a picture of you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I should do one where I'm
it's a picture of me in a chicken costume.
Promote it and be a secret item. Go here, and it's a digital download, and it sends you to the LHOQ video.
Fuck yeah, dude! It just sends an email to them. Yeah. They click it.
$0. What is this?
What the fuck?
With 100% discount, I'm in. 0 times 0 is 0 still. And then they go there. It's their fucking brain turns off. I have been activated. I'm in the Matrix.
And then they buy everything off your site.
Maybe the link between these two things is she watched the video and was like, "We're in the Matrix." She figured out
fucking Matrix.
She figured out where LHOQ
was.
what it is, and she figured it out, and now her brain turned off.
Oh man,
she's dead, unfortunately. So Core Concepts, US.com. Find them on Instagram at
Core Concepts with a K.
2 Ks.
2 Ks.
Core_concepts_official on Instagram and use code VIOPRO. Get 10% off all their stuff. So, you can hide all of your feelings and emotions about this when you go there. You
can conceal them.
You conceal your emotions. I'm going to start. I said that on the last time I was on an episode. I was like, you hide all your emotions because I was talking about psychology.
Yeah.
And the psychology of a lot of people like Antifa and whatnot is hide all your emotions inside of their holsters. They'll make an emotion holster.
Nice.
So I'm going to start doing that, Logan. Use VioPro at checkout. Get 10% off. And there's also AriesClothing.com, which is the prime sponsor of this podcast. And I own that company. So
buy things.
Buy things. Go to strikeforceenergy.com, use code EvilVibes, get 20% off, and when you order over
if you order over I don't know how much, I forgot.
$35
$35 you get.
I thought
free
I
shipping.
was the one that was fucked up with the Strikeforce Energy.
I fucked it up. That's because I'm drinking this Strikeforce Energy.
Yeah.
That's why it fucked me up. If I would have drank Strikeforce Energy,
it's just like anything. You gotta switch it up.
Oh yeah.
But I go on there. I get the pump bottle, and I put a subscription, so it's every month I get a bottle of it, and I get, some of the money comes back because I use my own code. That's the brilliant part.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Not only do I get fucking 20% off, but a little bit of kickbacks. Yeah, so it's a little bit more.
Nice.
But if you do that and you don't want to be a part of Patreon and sponsor the podcast, you go on there, the money comes back to the podcast, and it buys cool equipment like this fantastic, whatever it's called, soundboard thing. What is it? I don't know. Fucking interface. It's an audio.
It's an audio.
It's
interface.
technically called an audio interface.
It looks fancy.
Yeah.
Seems to work very well.
And then when Halloween comes around, it buys more DVDs from the Walmart bin.
Yes.
To watch and stuff like that. So
and talk about.
Yeah, talk about. So go to Strikeforce Energy, use code VIOPRO. No, use code Evil Vibes, and help us grow this podcast.
I like it.
What else, man?
That's all I got.
That's
dude.
all you got?
That's all I
Fucking
got.
interview. Good luck on that.
Fucking. I mean, even if I don't get it, still have a job.
Fuck it. Yeah. Unless you don't. It's like
Oh,
you go
like
in there in a tuxedo
if
and you
fail
fart.
this.
Tuxedos are kind of fucked up.
Is that ketchup?
You know, do you know who you're getting interviewed by?
Yeah.
But if it's like, it's probably not Pam. You
No,
get
it's
like
not
if
Pam.
it's anything from Step Brothers, you're gonna fucking think it's funny.
Oh
As
god!
you're
I'll
like,
just
God
start
damn it, I
laughing.
fucked up my
Like, fuck,
shit.
ask me that question again. Ask me again. Please don't say it like that though.
God damn it. All right, man. Thanks for being on the podcast again.
Anytime, dude.
Yeah. And
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.